Since Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the Kremlin has repeatedly rattled the nuclear saber. Threats of atomic escalation, warnings to the West. A constant reminder of what Moscow claims is its ultimate red line. Yet there's a striking contradiction. While Russia's oil, gas, banks, and defense sector have been hit with wave after wave of sanctions, its nuclear industry, one of the most strategic arms of the Russian state, has largely been left untouched. So why has Russia's nuclear sector escaped meaningful punishment? The answer lies at the uncomfortable intersection of geopolitics, energy dependence, and global risk. At the heart of this story is Rosatom, Russia's state-owned atomic energy corporation. It's not just a civilian energy company. Rosatom is deeply embedded in Russia's military-industrial complex, overseeing everything from nuclear weapons infrastructure to uranium enrichment, icebreakers, and advanced technologies. In fact, Rosatom controls nearly half of the world's uranium enrichment capacity. It's the largest exporter of nuclear reactors globally, and it currently has dozens of reactors under construction, not just in Russia, but across Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. This dominance creates a problem for the very countries trying to isolate Moscow. Because nuclear energy is not like oil or gas, nuclear reactors require highly specific fuel. Fuel cycles are long-term, and switching suppliers is expensive, slow, and politically painful. In Europe, nearly 1/5 of nuclear reactors were originally built in the Soviet era. Many of them depend on Russian-designed fuel assemblies. Cutting Rosatom off overnight wouldn't just hurt Russia. It would risk shutting down reactors across the EU. That's why, even after the invasion of Ukraine, European imports of Russian nuclear fuel initially surged, as operators rushed to stockpile supplies. Between 2023 and 2024, the EU spent roughly €1 billion a year on uranium imports linked to Rosatom. The United States faces a similar dilemma. For decades, America relied heavily on Russian-enriched uranium to power its 94 commercial reactors, the largest nuclear fleet in the world. While Washington formally banned imports in 2024, it carved out waivers lasting until 2028, citing fears of supply chain disruption. In other words, sanctions exist on paper, but not fully in practice. There's also fear of escalation. Unlike sanctions on banks or arms manufacturers, targeting Rosatom carries global nuclear safety implications. Russia currently occupies Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, the largest in Europe, a site that international watchdogs describe as being in a very precarious state. Sanctioning Rosatom outright could further destabilize already dangerous situations on the ground. And then there's geopolitics. Rosatom's overseas projects aren't just business deals. They're decades-long partnerships that bind countries to Moscow through financing, fuel supply, and technical dependence. In 2024 alone, Rosatom's foreign order book was worth over $200 billion. For many developing countries, Rosatom offers something Western firms often don't: turnkey nuclear plants, long-term fuel guarantees, and state-backed financing. That makes it a powerful tool of influence and a difficult one to confront. So far, only Ukraine has imposed full sanctions on Rosatom. The rest of the world has taken a piecemeal approach, sanctioning individuals, subsidiaries, or future contracts while keeping the core business alive. But that may not last forever. Analysts say a full financial blockade of Rosatom, cutting it off from global banking and dollar transactions, would cripple the company overnight. It would halt payments, freeze projects, and strike at one of Russia's most technologically advanced sectors. The question is no longer whether Rosatom could be sanctioned. It's whether the West is willing to absorb the cost, economic, political, and strategic, of finally doing it. Because as long as Rosatom remains untouched, Russia's nuclear power isn't just a threat, it's leverage.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.